Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Welcome. Do a quick introduction. I am Mike Batiste. I'm the Customer Service Manager at Metro Transit. I have Laura Shillington with me. She is the Paratransit Supervisor at Metro Transit. We're excited to be here. We're excited for a few reasons. Number one, that we're bringing bus service to Verona itself as well as paratransit service. I'm going to quickly talk you through, quickly, depends. There's a lot of things with riding the bus. I want to make it as simple as possible. I always use transportation as a simple thing. Where are you? Where do you want to go? And what time do you want to be there? It's pretty translatable no matter if you take a train, you take a bus, you take a plane, right? So I'll try to make this as simple as possible for you. Show you some slides, give you some information. All the information that I will present to you today can be found on our website. If you look at the bottom of our first slide, mymetrobus.com. If you go right to that website, that will give you our main website and it has all of our information that I will show you here today. I just parsed out the information that applies to you, that will apply mainly to you as we go through this. Start with basics on our service. This is a map of our D2 service. So we have many routes. I'm not going to go through all of our routes today. I'm going to go through the main route that's going to apply to you. Reason being is that's the easiest one to catch. If you look right along Verona Avenue, that's where the bus stops are. I'll give you another slide with where the exact stops in Verona are. You'll notice that Verona's kind of cut off this map because I want to show you the main points of interest that you can go to with the D2 route from Verona without transferring to any other bus. Number one, you can go to Camp Randall Stadium. You can choose to go down there.
Yes,
You can go to State Street. You can go within blocks of the Capitol itself. You can go to the airport. It does go directly to the terminal of the airport, Dane County Regional Airport. You can go to Warner Park as well. So all major points of interest without actually having to get off the D bus. You can get on the D2 bus right here in Verona and go to any one of those locations along there. Once again, I'll show you more specifically. Now this doesn't show you all the stops along the line. These are just the major streets and the major points along our D2 route. Our D2 route kind of spans the entirety of Madison from Verona all the way to the airport. We do have another D line that does go to other points, and I can show you some transfers. We do have maps that I brought along as well. It's a little more difficult to explain all of the lines that we have on one map. It's a little complicated and a little bit overwhelming. I want to keep this as simple as possible for you as I could. Go to this. Our next one. This is the D2, what you will see in Verona, the stops that you will see. I'll kind of walk up here and kind of point, if you will, here. This is basically where the park and ride is, and that's the beginning of our service. So you notice the little circles along the ride that have numbers. You may not be able to see them from where you are. That's okay. But those are all the available stops along the way. You'll notice the cross streets of where those stops are. Enterprise Lane, Main Street, Legion, Westridge, and then the D route will end at Epic. So let me qualify that. Our D2 route, like I said, starts in Madison. It'll also start in Verona. They kind of go crisscross. There's ones going each direction. The stops that you see, once again, there are signs out there on the road. They should be labeled with D, although I noticed them as I went past them today. They did not have the D on them yet on the signs. I will make sure that that occurs and it gets taken care of. And they will have those numbers as well. So if you ever have a question about a specific stop or anything of that nature, that's what we usually refer to, those stop numbers that you see on there. Now our normal D2 service that you will see Monday through Friday from beginning of service, which I believe is around 5:30 a.m. until 7:30 p.m., our D2 bus will go directly down Verona Avenue and turn in towards Epic. After 7:30 p.m. and on the weekends, the D2 bus will do a turnaround over near Verona High School. We'll turn around and lay over and stop right near the Quick Trip. That's right there on Westridge and Verona Avenue. That is a key point to notice that it goes all the way to Epic on weekdays, once again, until 7:30 p.m. And after 7:30 p.m., it'll do that kind of short turn as well. Question?
For the park and ride, does the bus go into the park and ride, or do you have to go out to the street?
you have to go out to the street. The bus does not go in the parking lot. There's just some issues with trying to maneuver the bus in and out of there at the moment.
What was
Yes.
the question? We can't hear that here.
I'm sorry, the question was whether the bus goes into the parking ride. The bus does not actually go into the parking ride. So those stops you see are just along Verona Avenue.
Thank you.
So once again, that's the schedule of looking at the available stops in Verona. Trick is knowing which direction you want to ride. Obviously on the south end of the street, that will take you inbound towards Madison, towards the airport, towards all those points of interest that I mentioned earlier. On this side, on the north side of the street, going towards Epic itself. Now, the thing I really want to point out is the frequency of the bus. People like to ask, what time does the bus come? I find it complicated, at least by my mind, to try to remember exact time of the bus. We do have a schedule, and I'll talk you through the schedule and how to read the schedule. But I think the most helpful thing is to realize how often that bus will be coming. There will be a D2 bus going each direction every half hour. So every 30 minutes, there will be a D2 bus going either direction until 7:30 p.m. And as well on the weekends, it goes to 1 hour. So it's every half hour, you will see a D2 bus going in either direction during the week from beginning of service until 7:30 p.m. And then once again, going in either direction. Speaking of the schedule, you might look at this and this is a little overcomplicated. I'll kind of talk you through it. But this is how our schedule is laid out. If you go online, I also have some paper schedules if you want to keep them too as well. That have all of our routes and all of our schedules. But just a way to look at this, I just want to give you an overview of looking at it and what to look for. So, number one in the upper left-hand corner of the screen, that would be the route. So if you're looking at the D2 route, it would say D2 up in there in that corner. Second part, number two, is what type of schedule it is. So we provide different schedules depending on the weekday or the weekend or a holiday. And those are all posted, and as they're posted, they will say weekday or weekend. So you know what the service is. Number three, that is the destination. So if you look at the weekday service, it also tells you the direction of the route. Eastbound, and number three gives you the destination of it. So if it's going westbound during the week, during the weekday, it's normally the destination is Epic. If it's going eastbound, it will be the airport, or Dane County Regional Airport. Number four on there, that kind of gives you, I don't want to overcomplicate that, but the number four, you can see on either side of the schedule, a lot of our buses change from one route to another. So it's giving you an idea what the route previous to that bus. So that bus might be on a single route and then switch to another route. There are several buses that do that. Once again, not to overcomplicate that, it's not necessarily something you have to keep in mind, but we do provide you, so if you see a certain bus come in that's changing, just excess information, so to speak. Number five on there, those are our time points or points of interest. So if you look at our schedule online, as well as the schedules I have here, it doesn't show you every stop. We don't list every stop. If we were to list every stop for the D2, there are a lot of them. It would be looking at a vast amount of information. So for the D2, we normally list about 12 to 14 stops. We call them time points. Those are the points that the drivers have to be there at that specific time. If they're ahead of schedule, they will hold at those points in time at those bus stops to make sure that they get back on schedule. If they're behind schedule, they're not speeding, but just if they're ahead of schedule, those are time points that they have to be, they can't be faster than that time, so to speak. Once again, those are just the major points. You won't see all of the stops on there. So if you go on the schedule and you try to find a specific stop, it's not going to have every stop listed on there. But once again, that's why I say go with frequency. Think about that 30 minutes, every 30 minutes during the day, during the week, that D2 bus is going to be coming past any stop. You miss a bus, it'll be by another 29 minutes at the most. Number seven, those are the times. So if you look at the times that it comes through each time point or each stop, it might not show very well on here, but the bold times or the darker colored times are PM. Once you get to the PM times, it's the darker colored numbers on there. Once again, just an overview of the schedule. I'm not just giving you an easy to look at. You can take a look at this. We have schedules. You can take a look at it a little bit closer to see how it all looks in real life, so to speak. Next question is how to ride the bus. I could go on for a little while about etiquette or how to get on the bus or things like that. There's a lot of things to keep in mind. This is kind of a slide about payment on the bus, but I'll talk through that. But first off, getting on the bus. All of those stops that you see, you should see concrete pads poured right next to them. Sometimes concrete pads in front of the bus stop sign, sometimes it's in front of it. That is the spot you stop and wait for the bus. All you have to do is look at the bus driver as he pulls up. He will pull to the side and open the door for you. You can enter the bus at either entrance. There are 2 entrances to our shorter buses, our 40-foot buses. You can get on the bus at either entrance. You don't have to, it's been a long-standing thing that people say you have to get on the front of the bus. Once I get into our payment methods and talk about that, you'll understand that you can get on either entrance to the bus. You can also get off at either entrance of the bus as well. You don't necessarily have to wave the bus driver. You don't have to do anything like that. As long as you're standing in that spot, the driver will pull over and load you. Getting off the bus, we do have a cord on the bus where you pull for a bus stop. It will alert the driver that you're looking. Usually you want to pull that block or 2 ahead of the next stop so that they know that you want to stop at the next stop and they can stop for you. Payment on the bus. We try to make this as simple as possible. We have a few different options for paying on the bus. Yes, you still can use cash on the bus. We're trying to move away from that, but you can still use cash on the bus. For an adult fare right now, it's $2 to get on the bus. For a senior fare, it's $1. That $1 will give you a ride, and it also works as a transfer as well. So I'll talk you through our other payment methods. But if you pay in cash, they would give you a paper transfer, which is good for 2 hours. So after you have that first payment, you get 2 hours to get on another bus and ride again without having to pay again. So besides cash, we do have, like I said, other payment methods. Number 1, you can use a credit card on the bus now. However, we're not able to attach a discount. So if you're looking for a senior discount, we can't currently, we're working on it right now. We don't have it settled yet. You can't currently attach a senior discount or a discount to a credit card. However, you can use a credit card on a bus. It's as simple as tapping right here to our scanner. So these are scanners in the bus. They have 3 different parts to it. Bottom part is kind of like a credit card scanner that you see at any kind of vendor. You tap your credit card to it, and it would tell you it's valid, and then you pay for the bus. Your credit card, if you were to use a credit card, does work just like a transfer. So rather than handing you a paper transfer, if you use your credit card on the bus, if you scanned your credit card again within 2 hours, and that could be a debit card as well, if you scanned it again within 2 hours, it would work just like a transfer, meaning it's not going to charge your credit card again. It will recognize that you have used your credit card and you can use it again. Our biggest form of payment is FastFare card, which I have FastFare cards with us, and they're free. They're reloadable cards. They work on a bus, just like a bus pass. You put money on, either cash. We can load cards at Quick Trips, Walgreens. I have a list of locations that you can load cash, or you can go online and register your card and put cash on, put money on that way. Our FastFare card, we can put discounts on. So, say you're looking for a senior discount, a youth discount, any other type of discount that we offer. We offer several. We offer disabled, youth, low income, as well as senior discount. So any of our discounts we can attach to a FastFare card. The way we attach it is we can do it remotely from our computer. So we just need verifying documents, aka, if you have a driver's license or Medicaid card, something of that nature. We don't need much verification, just something that proves your age. Our FastFare cards, like I said, are reloadable. If you get the discount, once again, our discounted rate is $1. Besides that $1 rate, we also have fare capping. So let me quickly explain what fare capping is. Fare capping is we don't charge more than that. So say, for example, if you do have the senior discount and you have a $1 rate for getting on the bus, we will not charge you more than $2.50 per day. no matter how many times you ride the bus, you will not get charged more than $2.50 per day. You also will not get charged more than $8.25 per week, and so on and so forth. So we have fare capping per day, we have fare capping per week, we have fare capping per month, just to put a cap on how much you would actually pay. And once again, all it takes is scanning that same form of payment over and over again, and that registers your fare capping. So getting on the bus, I told you you can get on either door of the bus. All you have to do is get on, you can tap into your Faster card or your credit card to there. We also do have an app with your phone, if you're so inclined or you're so interested. I haven't quite got to there yet, or I'm using that yet, but we do have an app on the phone, we can use that. That's also where we scan, we have One Ride cards that we sell as well. It's an additional service that we do. The basics of riding the bus, like I said, stand at one of those bus stops. They'll open either door for you or both doors, depending on where they line up when the bus arrives. Tap your card, have a seat, pull the cord when you're ready to go off. It's as simple as that. At least it sounds simple, right? Sorry, you got a question?
Yes, for a person that has a card, which I do, I haven't put money on it yet,
Okay.
but is this scanning mechanism, is it on the bus itself?
Yep, it has right at the front door and the back door. There's
So
one
then
each.
you get a paper ticket, so the
Nope.
bus, so how do you, okay,
Skates.
so I take D2, I
Yep.
go someplace, I transfer to another bus, then what do I do?
Your Faster card works just like a transfer.
So I don't get charged a second time?
Nope, as long as you scan within that 2 hours, any of our forms of payment, whether it be a credit card, Faster card, or our mobile app,
Okay.
once you scan it, it records it, and if you scan again within 2 hours, it won't charge you again.
What if I take my grandson with me and I can scan it and it'll charge
Yep.
me? Or do I choose how many people? Or
You would have to have 2 separate forms of payment. And the reason we have that, because is that singular form becomes a transfer then, and it won't charge you again. So in order to pay for multiple people, you would have to have 2 forms of payment.
Oh,
If that makes sense. You can have multiple Faster cards, so you can have a singular account,
and then like I
and
have a gas card
you
or
can
something.
set up to 50 cards under one account, if you so choose. So there's families that have set up Faster accounts, they have cards for the adults, they have cards for their kids.
Okay.
So that would be the option for that.
So how does the bus driver know you actually scanned your card?
They will hear a beep and they will see that right there.
Oh, okay.
The bus driver is there to encourage payment, they're not necessarily going to enforce
Police
payment.
it.
Yes, just be clear on that.
So I have the app and I use the scanning with the app. But if I have, like I have a friend coming to town but she won't be here very long, can I just get a card that I use for visitors?
Yeah, you can, or if you want to use your credit card too, as well, that's an option as well.
Okay, yeah, I can do that.
She asked about having a friend, she used the app on the phone, and she wanted to know if she had a friend coming in town, if she could just get an extra Faster card to use while they were in town, and yes, the answer is yes.
A few years ago, I got a senior discount card like this. Do that still work?
We can apply that, say if you took a photo of that email, or actually I can take that information. If I gave you a Faster card today, I can register Faster cards and register discounts. So I can, if you wanted, I can give you a Faster card today, I'll write down the card number and take note of your eligibility card and apply the discount to that card.
But if I don't want to I have not taken the bus very much. If I want to pay cash, does this still work to show the driver?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
And who do you give the cash to then, the driver?
The driver, there's a little, where you put the cash in
Okay.
and just let them know for senior fare, and all you do is put $1 in.
How long will the old bus tickets work?
We haven't set a date where the old tickets, we're encouraging people to turn in the old bus tickets, we're kind of
They're still
transform.
good at the moment?
They're still good at the moment, we're encouraging people so that we can transform those into fast fare cards and give you credit on those rather than the old tickets. So we're still accepting them, but we're encouraging people to move away from them.
I have a granddaughter who's going to be a student at the UW, and supposedly she gets a pass, some kind of pass at the UW.
Correct.
And how does she? I'm sure she knows all this stuff, but I want to know. This pass she gets, is that just how does she use it?
The same as a FastFare card. So what you're talking about, she asked a question about her daughter is going to be going to UW. Granddaughter's going to be going to UW, and the pass that they get. So we work with organizations, whether it be UW, Epic. We provide what are called commuter passes. So it's kind of a specialized FastFare card where they get unlimited rides and it gets activated. That first week before school starts, I think it's the last week in August, ASM supports that. It's the student organization that circulates those. Actually, we're doing an event down on campus on the 29th, Friday the 29th, where they're promoting handing out those cards. They can get them, I think, at Gordon Commons is where they locate them. They would tap into the bus. Although, to point out, there are student routes on campus that don't require payment. There's our 80 routes, our 80 or 81, 82, 84 routes don't require payment on it. They're free that the UW supports. So that pass is more for if she were to wander off campus or go somewhere off campus, she can use her student pass. Does that make sense?
Okay.
With numerous stops, how long do you think, time-wise, it takes to get from Verona to, let's say, State Street?
Roughly speaking, I could pull up the schedule, but it's about an hour and a half run from Verona, from the end of the line, Verona D2, all the way to the airport. So you're talking about halfway down to State Street. It's going to be about 40, 45 minutes down to there.
Who would want to get a pass like that, a fast?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Where do you get the pass and how do you pay for it?
It's free.
Money on it.
You can put money online, or you can put money on it in person at Quick Trip locations, as well as Walgreens. I have FastFare cards with me, so anyone who wants one, we're giving them away. There's no cost for a FastFare card. It's just our method of payment on the bus, more than anything. Yes, sir.
Just a question on getting off the bus. Are you required to pull the cord every time you want to get off? That is, you said the driver may not stop if there are people at the stop, so is it incumbent upon me to pull the cord when I want to get off?
Yes, correct. I mean, you can mention it to the driver too. If you're uncertain where the next stop is, you can also bring it up to them. They'll help you out along the way as well. But yes, you have to pull the cord.
Yes, I have a plethora of cards in my pocket. Can your FastFare card be added onto my electronic wallet on my phone?
No, not yet. Not yet. We're hoping to do that. You can, you can download the app though, rather than if you don't want a card, you can download our Metro app and you can create, which is essentially a QR code on your phone like it shows up there.
Yeah.
And that would work in the place of a FastFare card. You can pull it up, you don't need it. You can be in airplane mode and the app will open, you can open up that QR code and scan on the bus.
Thank
And
you.
it works the same as a FastFare card. In back?
Yeah, you probably, forgive me, because you probably said this, but like if we're senior citizens and we use a credit card, how would they know that I'm a senior citizen when I use the credit card?
We don't have the ability to add discounts. We're working with our vendor to add discounts on our credit cards. We don't have that yet, but I'm anxiously waiting for that to be available, trust me. I should preemptively say too, the credit cards, we don't accept American Express and Discover currently. So we're working with our vendor, number one, to accept American Express and Discover, and number two, to add discounts to credit cards. Not there yet, but I'm hoping very soon, put it that way. Yes.
What's the age for the senior pass?
It's 65. Yes, sir.
Does the cash payment have to be paper money?
It can be coins as well. They still do accept coins on the bus as well, yes. Bunch of hands with a hat.
Do I understand that the bus driver does not announce the stops, right?
No, there is an announcer on the bus, so it will announce upcoming stops as they approach. But that's not 100% foolproof. I mean, you may not be paying attention to that, but it does announce next stop coming up. If you pay attention, it will announce the next stop that is coming up on the bus as you drive, as it goes.
Okay, to add money to your fast fare card, do you have to pay cash, linked to a credit card, to a bank account? What's?
You can pay online, like you're gonna create an account.
Yeah, online, but by a credit card
By a
or a
credit
bank?
card, yes, you can use a credit card online to add money to it. You don't have to add a ton of money, you can add a little bit at a time or as
Right.
much as you want. It will warn you as you get low with funds. It gives you a warning once you get down to $5 or below, so that you're aware that you're low on funds. And it does give you a warning too as well on the scanner, where it says valid up there on the top. It'll say low funds or whatever if you do scan and you are low on funds on that. But once again, you can add funds to your Fast-Fare card online or in person at some of these locations. If you prefer to stop at a Walgreens or stop at a Quick Trip, you can give them cash or a credit card there as well, and they can add money onto your Fast-Fare account. Yes, sir.
Does that 2-hour transfer begin when you step off the bus, or is it from
First
the
scan.
time when you first scan?
From the time you first scan.
Okay.
So the transfer, if everyone did hear that, is asking about the 2-hour transfer. It's from when you first scan your card, credit card, Fast-Fare card. 2 hours from that is how long you get for a transfer not being charged again. Yes.
I was thinking this would work if you're taking a class at campus, but if you scan and then get to campus, take the class, by that time 2 hours have gone by. So do you get charged?
You get charged again. Once again, $2. It would just be additional $2 for an adult fare or $1 if you have a senior discount. Yes.
How many stops, I'm thinking, where do I get on to go into Madison?
I can pull that back up here. Those stops are right along Verona Avenue. These are the cross streets. There's Verona near the Park and Ride.
Oh, can we get on the Park and Ride?
Not in the Park and Ride. The bus won't go in the Park and Ride. There's a stop on Verona.
Right there, you can get on?
Right near the Park and Ride, yes. There is a physical stop right outside the Park and Ride on Verona Avenue. Just outside there, as well as right by Enterprise, right by Main Street, right by Legion, and right by Westridge.
But there's no shelters.
There are not shelters. That would be a question for Verona, and working with Verona about providing shelters and or benches. Those are all items that are encouraged and very helpful at our bus stops, having those benches and or shelters there, especially when the weather, or if you're waiting for a decent amount of time, it's nice to have that as well.
Just a quick question, and maybe I missed this because I came in late, but do you have a handout of that map for anyone?
I do.
to have?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I have handouts of that. Like I said, all information that I provide on the website, if you're a little intimidated by the website, that's fine too. I do have a lot of things in handouts here with information for that. Does anybody have any? No?
Just real quick, this does not connect with the A line at Junction Road?
This D2 does not, well, it'll connect with the A, but not till downtown, to the downtown area.
So not Hilldale, or that's not on this route?
Not on this specific route. There are different ways to get to different points throughout Madison. Once again, I do have larger maps up here. It's a little bit overwhelming to put up on a slide, but I do have route maps that kind of lay out all of Madison. You can connect with most of our other routes, especially going downtown. You'll connect with a lot of different things. If you want to get to Junction Watts area, our D2 and our D1 overlap. Let me go back to that one real quick. So our D2 and our D1 overlap. And notice they overlap right around Monroe Street, where you could get off the D2, get on the D1, it will end up at Junction and Watts right out here. The thing to keep in mind is people are used to transfer points. We don't technically have transfer points anymore, although we use the SAF transfer point. It's about connecting between the lines. And a lot of those major stops that we have on the schedule are locations where you can transfer to different buses, transfer different routes.
Just a quick question, maybe you answered this before, I've been kind of busy, but, does the bus driver make change?
No, they do not make change.
Because that comes up a lot, like even right here, and I thought I would just ask that.
So what she asked if the bus driver makes change, the bus driver will not make change. He does not carry any cash on him. He does not mean to make change if you don't have exact change for the bus.
Are the buses, if you have a walker, can you get onto a bus?
Yes, so all of our buses have the ability to kneel. So what it means is it'll lower, and you can lower a ramp that you can get your walker right on from the front entrance. So there is a ramp at all of our shorter 40-foot buses are all accessible. If you need it, they can lower the bus. Like I said, they call it kneeling it, and then they can lower a ramp out for you to be able to get onto the bus. You're welcome.
What if you take a bike?
Bikes, we have a bike rack on the front of our 40-foot buses. We have a bike rack on the front. It's a little hard to explain. It's a pretty simple thing. The driver can help with that. There's a bike rack that has a couple yellow pulleys where you can pull the rack down, place your bike on it. Like I said, the driver can help you with that. On our 60-foot BRT buses, which is our A and our B line currently, as well as our F line, the bike racks are actually on the bus. If you've ever seen when I say the 60-foot bus, I'm talking about the articulated bus. People call them the bendy bus, whatever you want to call it, accordion bus, whatever you want to call it. Yes.
So how do they know? You said the shorter buses have the kneel. How do they know?
Both buses are able to kneel.
Oh, okay.
The larger buses, the BRT buses, normally serve stations, and those stations are at the same height as the bus. So you can walk right onto the bus without having to step up.
So a person that is looking for a bus that's accessible to them, any of the buses going through Verona won't be
all
that.
buses are accessible. All buses are fully accessible.
Okay, good.
To wheelchairs as well. So there are wheelchair restraints and there are hookup securements to actually bring a wheelchair on a bus as well.
Oh, good.
And back, sir.
Yeah, how far west and east do you guys go?
When you say, it depends on when you say west. So I didn't bring the I have the full service map, but we go, our service area or the communities that we reach, we go to Middleton. We go as far west as, say, Parmenter, in that area, downtown Middleton. We go to Junction Road. If you know where that is, there's a park and ride out there where our BRT buses stop. In fact, our 55 line comes out to Verona and only goes to Epic. But if for some reason you took the D to Epic, you could always catch a 55 route. It's a limited stop bus, meaning it only serves in the morning and the afternoon. It's more for commuters to Epic, but it is an available line. The D2 will go to Epic, and you could catch a 55 that will take you to Junction and Watts, so that's another option if you're looking to get to Junction and Watts as well. As far east, we go to Sunbury. So we are providing service to Sunbury, Monona. We go as far east as that. To the south, Fitchburg, covering, and now Verona as well. Okay, holding for questions for a moment. I am actually going to pass it over to Laura because if you have more questions about our mainline service, a lot of what I talked about, we consider our mainline service, the bus service, but we offer more than that. We offer paratransit service. So I'm going to hand it over to Laura. She'll talk you through the basics of paratransit service and what that means. If you have any questions, I can come back and answer any mainline questions as well.
All right, so paratransit is our shared ride service. It provides service for individuals who can't use Metro City Bus. The rides are booked by calling us a day before, no later than 4:30, or you can call up to a week ahead to schedule rides. We also do what's called standing rides. So if you had, let's say, physical therapy 3 times a week, same days, same times, our customer service could assist with setting up a standing ride so that that ride automatically reoccurs on those days at those times. We do follow what the city bus does within 3/4 of a mile. So our service area does cover parts of Middleton, Verona, Sun Prairie, Monona, a majority of Madison. And our hours of service for our full service are weekdays 5:30 to midnight, Saturdays and Sundays 5:30 in the morning to midnight, and then holidays are 5:30 in the morning to midnight. One thing to remember about standing rides in regards to holidays is that they are automatically canceled, but you can still schedule what we call a casual ride for that particular holiday. And we do have an eligibility process. So I've brought along some applications for anyone who is looking into paratransit. You would fill out the application, and at this current time, the application can be mailed to us, or it can be dropped off at our administration building downtown. Once we receive the application, we review it, and there might be where we would ask you to come in for an in-person assessment, or it might just be a phone call to answer some additional questions for us to make a decision. We have within 21 days to make a determination, and the way that we notify is by mail. If the person has a preference as to how they receive it, whether it be standard print, large print, another language, we are capable of doing that. And I also brought some information, what we call kind of our tip sheet, and it kind of gives in-depth of what questions our customer service would be asking for setting up the ride, and the information that they need to know, so that we can get you to your destination on time, safely, and that everybody's in communication. For both parts of the ride, such as the return ride, that would also need to be scheduled within the same phone call. We really don't do any same-day scheduling, so you can't go to the clinic and then go, okay, I'm done. Everything, since we're a shared ride service, we have to have that all scheduled so then we can, get you smoothly from point A to point B. We do understand that there are times that, well, my appointment ran late. I missed my return ride. What do I do? In those circumstances, you would give us a call and say, hey, I missed my return ride. I'm ready now. Then we would put in a new ride, and we would work with our providers to reschedule you a ride home. But again, it's all about that communication and working with us, being understanding that it's not going to be right at that minute that your chariot will show up to take you back home. But we will work with you to make sure that someone is in fact coming to get you and that they will take you back home. We have a couple of fare options, and we have a cash fare of $3.25 per ride. Our drivers are not able to make change, so having that exact amount is helpful. We also sell convenience tickets. They come in, I've seen them in gold. We also have green ones that are our older ones. Both are accepted. And then we have our agency fare, which those are like a blue ticket. So it would just be one ticket to ride or $3.25 cash to ride. Yes,
$3.25 one way.
$3.25 one way, yes. So total of $6.50 round trip. And I would pay the driver when I board the vehicle. So I would just hand them my fare because we don't have a fare box like the buses do. Right? And to answer your question, ma'am, so with the UW passes, as we have students who might use our service on campus, we might have consumers in the community that they use our service to get to their jobs, vocational, things like that. As Mike said earlier, we do work with some of the agencies and schools in the area to provide like a fare option through Metro for that. So the way that it would work for us is the individual would send us a copy of their fast fare card and then a copy of their student ID. And we would make sure that that was up to date in our system showing that they have that funding for their rides. So then rather than the driver just waiting for that fare, they would go, oh, yep, they're already paid for. We also have where a guest can ride with you, a personal care attendant, or multiple guests on a space available basis. A personal care attendant can ride with at no cost, but you do need to indicate that when scheduling your ride. And then a guest can ride with, and they would pay the same fare as well. So they would also pay $3.25. Multiple guests, again, on a space available basis, but then they would each pay the same figure. I can talk more about our other procedures, like our pickup and drop off procedures. Oh, okay. I guess we'll take questions. But one things I wanted to mention is that our travel time, because we follow what the fixed route does. So a lot of times when you schedule a ride with us, we're gonna match that to what the trip would be on the city bus. So you might have an earlier pickup time. Okay, questions?
So the paratransit service, is that strictly for handicapped people?
So it is for individuals with a disability or a condition that kind of prevents them from using the city bus. We definitely do encourage if a person is able to use the city bus at times. We're all for that, but we do understand that sometimes they might need a paratransit if.
Does the Quick Pass card work for paratransit?
Unfortunately, it does not at this current time. Our fare is collected by the driver, and they would take that. So and hold on to it. Yes.
Two quick questions about the convenience tickets you mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
Are those like purchased in bulk ahead of time? And then second question would be, as a case manager, this is, I think, going to be useful for some of the folks that we work with.
Yeah.
Are there any sort of programs for folks that are extremely income limited to get those tickets, and kind of what does that look like if we're trying to work with someone?
To answer your second question, there aren't programs that I know of that provide tickets.
Okay.
We do one of the things that we do in our paratransit is we work with Dane County. So if the person maybe has limited income, maybe our service doesn't go to a destination that they're trying to get to, we will connect them with Dane County so that they can find appropriate resources for that. Another thing that we do is with working with Dane County, there's other transportation resources that we're aware of, such as the group access for trips to like go to the library, go to other locations in the community, things like that. And to answer your question about the convenience tickets, they are purchased in books of 6 for $19.50. You can purchase up to 6 books at a time, as long as it doesn't go over, I think, like $100 is what I was under the impression of.
Do they expire like by the end?
They do not have an expiration date, so our convenience tickets do not have an expiration date.
And those are purchased where?
So they can be purchased at Metro Transit on East Washington Avenue. They can be ordered online on our website. It does charge you 25 cents for using our online process. Otherwise, we also have a Metro by mail order form that you would fill out the form with all the information and what you're ordering. You would send that form along with a check to pay for your tickets. And then within, I think it's like 8 to 10 business days, you would have your tickets in the mail.
Thank you.
No problem. Any other questions? Oh, yes. So that's a Verona, our service map,
This is where our paratransit service covers.
where our paratransit service covers.
It's a little bit harder to tell, but you can see the main outlines of the park and ride right here, standing. So once again, that's okay. Once again, our service is within 3/4 of a mile of our mainline service. So anywhere that our D2 route goes, you can get paratransit service within 3/4 of a mile from that. That applies to Madison as well. So you can, if you get a paratransit ride from Verona, that doesn't mean you have to stay in Verona. You can get a paratransit ride and go anywhere our service area is. This is kind of a broader map of our service area of Madison, as well as I said earlier, our bus service also goes to Sun Prairie, so you could take a ride to Sun Prairie as well with our paratransit service. So the yellowish part is our service area in the Madison area, which covers pretty much all of Madison itself. Are there any questions about paratransit or mainline, I guess?
I'm sorry, I'm not tracking what paratransit is. You get picked up at your home or wherever, and you can go to wherever you want to go, as long as it's within,
That service area, correct,
okay,
yes.
not near a bus line or anything like that.
Well, our service area of paratransit is within 3/4 of a mile, but you can get picked up from a specific location and dropped at a specific location. It's not dropped at a bus stop, it's not dropped at a bus station, it's dropped, picked from a specific location, dropped at a specific location.
But I mean, not 3/4 of a mile from a bus stop, but just within.
Our service area.
Okay.
Yep. I'm just saying our service area encompasses anywhere within 3/4 of a mile that our mainline buses go. That just gives you an idea. You asked a question before, someone back there asked a question about where our service goes. This kind of shows you our buses go all within 3/4 of a mile of all of these locations. That entire map that's yellow out right here in the greater Madison area. Now this doesn't show the Verona, because I showed it in the previous slide. But yeah, it covers all of that. Like I said, all of the materials, all of the things that I covered, we have handouts up here, we have paper schedules, we have paper maps if you want of the entire routes and our whole system up here. I do have business cards, my business card. as well as our customer service. I showed you that email address at the beginning. I have a card with that email address. You can send that email address any questions whatsoever. If you need assistance with the FastFare card, you're having trouble setting it up, you're having trouble figuring it out, you can send an email. You can give our customer service line a call. Our customer service agents are there from, I believe, 7 a.m. until 6 p.m. They usually open for regular customer questions between 7:30 a.m. and 4:30 p.m. Monday through Friday to answer any questions you need. Yes?
You said something about having a card picked up. If we had the card, then could we go like to Walgreens and pay there?
You mean the FastFare card?
Yeah.
Yes, the FastFare card you can reload at a Walgreens. I was just listing Walgreens as an example of a place where you can put money on the card, yes.
So I could just pick a card up from you today and then go to Walgreens?
Yes, most certainly. Put money on that card, yes.
Couldn't you just do it online?
Yeah, you can do it online too. I'm just giving you options, so in case you don't want to go through the process of going online to do it. Like I said, paper maps, paper schedules, paper handouts, a lot of information that we just went over. But don't hesitate to reach out if you have follow-up questions, if you think of something down the line that you forgot to ask us or forgot to bring up during what we talked about. Yes, sir.
It's been in the news lately. Should we be concerned about safety on the bus?
I would say no. I mean, a lot of these situations are about escalation. And escalation is once that driver tries to enforce the fare. That's why I said at the beginning, the driver's job is not to enforce fare collection. We're not here. We're here to encourage fare payment, and that's as far as it goes. So a lot of those times, that's what's happening, whether a driver takes it personally that someone did not pay a fare or whatever. But once again, we work with drivers constantly on that. We're doing refresher training with all our drivers right now. So we're going cyclically through all of our drivers right now, working with them about lining up the stations, properly docking, properly loading passengers, hard turns, things like that, making sure they drive smoothly, they're not hard braking. So we constantly are working on training, improving safety, not just for passengers, but overall.
Other question?
Yes?
What's the specific name of the app?
It's the Metro app. It's just Metro. Yep. Yeah, that's the app for riding the bus. Although you will find, I didn't talk about, there are a couple different resources for riding the buses online, depending on your ability to maneuver them. There is something called the Transit app, which actually works in multiple cities. It will work in Madison. That will give you, it'll work off your location on your phone, and it'll show you all the dissecting routes and when the next route is coming. I can talk, I don't have a slide of that, but that one's called just the Transit app. And I can, if you'd like to, I can give you an example from my phone. I have it on my phone as well. There's also from our website, if you go right to our website, on our main page of our website, once again, mymetrobus.com. I had that first slide, let's bring it back here. mymetrobus.com, right from that first page of our website. First page has a bus tracker. You can click on the bus tracker and it'll show you where all the buses are in motion in live time. Not the paratransit buses, but just our regular mainline buses. It'll show you where any bus is at any given time. It tracks them all and shows you where they're at. Yes?
Small question, I didn't quite hear it before. A UW student can get a bus pass free for all over the city, is that
Yes,
correct?
that's
And where did you say they can get that on campus?
at Gordon. I believe it's Gordon Commons is where they're handing them out. Yeah.
Thank you.
So that's with the several, we partner with Madison College as well. Edgewood College, I believe, hands out passes too as well. Edgewood University now. Right. But yeah, we partner with several. UW is a big one. Yes.
Is the Metro app, is it an M with a circle and it's blue?
Yes. Yes, sir.
The word service is misspelled.
Oh, you are correct. Thank you for pointing that out. All right, if you want to come up personally afterwards too, stick around for a little while if you have any questions. I really really appreciate you having us out there. Like I said, we are excited about coming to Verona. Don't hesitate to ask any follow-up questions or reach out whatsoever.